I am happy today to be interviewing Fran Troiani, Little Miss Sunshine. Fran and Lee moved into their cottage a couple of years ago, and you can probably figure out which cottage that is by the gorgeous landscape. Fran is a master gardener. Now that's in caps, master gardener. She has had the course. It's a Oklahoma County Extension Office in concert with Oklahoma State University, and it's a great horticulture course, and that's why she is so passionate and talented with her landscape. And she has many passions, and we are going to explore a lot more of them. So, Fran, tell us some things about you that we don't know.
Well, Pat, I'm so excited to be asked to tell something of myself. I count it a huge compliment. I was born on our ranch in the Texas Hill Country, and until my father died. And then we went to live with my grandparents in Wichita Falls, and they were a paramount influence on my life. They introduced me to Jesus and Daddy God. Well, I had a wonderful, happy childhood and youth. I became the first of three born girls. I was brought up to want to be a wife, a mother, a hostess, a friend, and a volunteer.
So tell us about Lee and your children.
In 1958, I married a fine, tall, good-looking, fun petroleum engineer, Lee, who was voted most likely to succeed by his peers. He was a scoutmaster for our three boys, a grandfather for our six grandboys, and two great grandboys.
Great. And you were physically active? You went to...
I was always very physically active. In my youth, I spent summers in summer camps, and I learned how to properly swim, ride a horse, shoot a gun, and all those things that we do in summer camps. I did get to be a sharpshooter.
Well, you also danced.
and then I had so much fun dancing, toe dancing, ballet, all kinds of dancing. But gardening was what I really enjoyed.
Right. Well, name a few of your proudest achievements.
Well, I majored in home economics at SMU and got my first paycheck being a secretary for Mid-Continent Geological Logging Company here in Oklahoma City. That's when I met Lee, who introduced us by two of our mutual friends. Then we moved 8 times.
All right, and you did lots of things with the church and the Republican Party, and you did some other things.
Well, in Ardmore, I became Republican Vice Chairman of Carter County, and because I believe in the check and balance of a healthy two-party system. And at the same time, I led a study sponsored by Freedom Foundation on economics to learn the difference between capitalism, socialism, and communism. All that time, I was also at a discussion group at the library with great books. And those years were very important years for my growth. When we moved to Oklahoma City, I got into Bible study and Hoda, House of Decorative Accessories, a company out of Dallas. I got to be the top U.S. salesman in December, and that was the good time to quit. I got involved in Christian Women's Club and the Friendship Bible Coffees. I was coordinator and trained leaders all over Oklahoma City and surrounding counties. I took that to California. Okay. And while in Ventura, I met Miss Johnson, who had been a missionary prisoner in China. She was the founder of Bible Study Fellowship, which is an in-depth study that is all over the world now today. And I started that in 1972 and to the present. I call it my drug of choice.
Okay.
I took this position to Casper, Wyoming, and while there, we established so many Friendship Bible Coffees in the neighborhoods on a Tuesday morning that 2 churches decided they wanted to open Bible studies on Tuesday morning. So that was when we affiliated with a church that is the same group as the Crossings Church here in Oklahoma City.
That's a great achievement.
We're back in Oklahoma City. We decided to settle down and build a house, and circumstances led us to have the privilege of mentoring 2 precious Amerasian girls, Catherine and Caroline. We call them our surrogate granddaughters.
So, you have some guiding mantras, you told me.
Yes, to help me keep centered.
Yes.
I choose guiding mantras, and some of them are Luke 2:52. And he developed physically, mentally, spiritually, and socially. That is a guide for us all for a balanced life. And I do believe in accentuating the positive, and in all of our getting, get truth and understanding. And when it comes down to making a decision, I say, what would Jesus do? And then give God the glory. I guess one of my most constant mantras is wait on Him, rest in Him, and trust Him.
So, what are you passionate about?
I really want to share. Really want to share what I'm passionate about. Being a student of Scripture and following the U.S. Constitution as it is written and intended, and fellowship with people and my dear precious friends. I love dogs and cats, old hymns, hugs, and gardening, which is my sanctuary.
You always come back to it, don't you? So what are some things that you have learned from experience?
Now, I'd like to say I know the abiding joy and contentment of constant gratitude, that He pursues me with grace and mercy, and He carries me in the palm of His hands. Now, like all of us, I have wrestled with the Lord and found that He might not like what I do, but He always loves me where I am. Lee and I just love to hear all your stories. And we have a few of for ourselves about miracles, mountaintops, valleys, many trips, honors, victories, and mistakes. And now I would like, if you'll permit me, I have a have a visual to personalize mankind. Pretend with me while I read Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. If you want favor with both God and man, a reputation for good judgment and good sense, don't ever trust yourself. In everything you do, put God first, and He will direct you and crown your efforts with success. Remember, God is in control.
So you can see why Fran is such a joy. Lee is too. And we are so fortunate that they're a member of our Epworth family. And Fran, it was a great interview, really interesting. Thank you.